we are going to begin to form sentences into Spanish. And in order to do that, we have to know the subject pronouns. That is, the people who will be doing the action. These are the pronouns that we use for subjects in English. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. You will notice they form a 6-position chart in English. We have the same 6-position chart in Spanish. However, in Spanish, you will notice that we have 2 words for the word we. You will notice we have 2 words for the word they. This word refers to guys. This is a group of girls only. If it is a mixed group, we go with the guys here only. That is, guys and girls. The same way with the word for we. This is a group of guys. This is a group of girls. This is a group of guys and girls together, a mixed group. You'll notice in Spanish there is no word for the word it. Everything in Spanish is either a he or a she. There is, however, the word usted and ustedes, which we do not have in English, both of which mean you. The ustedes and the vosotros both mean you all. That is, there's more than one of you. Vosotros means that you all in Spain, and it's only used in Spain and only used with friends that you have in Spain. Ustedes is used in every other part of the world. In the other parts of the world, we don't use the word vosotros at all. They use ustedes for you all. If you don't have these in your notes, you might want to pause this video right now and write these down in your notes quickly. Now let's see if you really know these. Okay, let's see how well you know this. On the left we have the English pronouns, and on the right we have the Spanish pronouns. Stop this video and see if you can match these up, and then push play again to see how you did. Okay, let's see how you did. We goes with nosotros. You goes with tú. Oh, but it also goes with usted. Tú is the informal form, and vosotros, usted, is the formal form. Tú is the informal, that means it's a friend. Usted is the formal, that means it's somebody who's not your friend. Oh, but wait a minute. What if there is more than you, one of you that you're talking to? That could be you all, which in English is also you. So that would be ustedes. And that also, if you lived in Spain and they were your friends, could be vosotros as well. So you will notice that we have 4 words for you in Spanish: tú, usted, vosotros, ustedes, depending on whether you are a friend or not, and depending on how many of them are or not. Okay, and then we have I, which is yo. And it, well, you know there's no it in Spanish, so we'll just cross that one out, because everything is a he or a she in Spanish. And so let's see. He is L. And she is ella. Notice the double L is pronounced like a Y. And then we have they, which is ellos and ellas. And I wrote ellos twice. Here's another one over here. That is the same word as this one right here. So how did you do on stacking those up, huh? Now let's move on to see some a little bit more complicated situations. When we're just using pronouns, it gets really simple. But once we start using names in sentences, this is where it can get a little bit complicated. We've got names like Carlos, Veronica, then we had Carlos and Veronica, then we had Samuel and I, and then we got David and you. Oh, let's change these names a little bit so that it's more in Spanish. There, that looks better. Carlos y Verónica, Samuel y yo, David y tú. The little word y means and in Spanish. It looks like a Y, but it's pronounced E. So how do we make these words into pronouns? How do we use these pronouns? Well, with some of them, it's fairly straightforward. But before we get started, we've got to understand a little bit about this chart on the right. On the right side, on the right side over here, we only have one person described. And therefore, that would make this side singular. That means only one person is being talked about on this side. On the other side over here, we're talking about more than one person, and so this would be the plural side. So let's see. Carlos over here is only one person, so he'll be over here on this side, and Carlos is a boy, which is he. And so what we will do when we have Carlos as one of these, then we will connect Carlos will always come up as he. And in a similar way, Veronica here, whoops, sorry about that. Veronica here is a girl. That would make her a she. And she in Spanish is right here in ella. So that's the one we would use for her. But here we get into plural. We've got Carlos and Veronica. There are two of them. We have here a guy and a girl. So we look for Carlos. That would be a he. But wait a minute, there's somebody else with him. That's Veronica right here. So that makes it two people. So we look at the he and go over to the plural side. And this is the word that we would use to replace those two names with. And here below we have Samuel y yo. Now with Samuel y yo, what we do is we look at, well, we do have Samuel with another person, but we will start with the yo first, and the yo is up here. But we have another person that is with the yo. And so we look for the yo and then add the other person. That would take us over to the nosotros side. And then down below, even farther, we have David y tú. David is a guy, but we're going to start with the tú right here. That would take us over here. And since we have two people here, when we have two and another person, we go over here. Now, if we live in Spain, we would use vosotros. And normally in my examples, if I tell you we are in Spain, that's probably what I'm looking for. If the people do not live in Spain, the two plus somebody else would go down here to the ustedes, which means you all. So if I don't specify a question or a country in one of my questions, you could use either vosotros or ustedes. See, if I say we are in Spain, then you'd use only vosotros. And if I say we're not in Spain, then you would use ustedes, if I indicate another country besides Spain. If you have a doubt about what country I have in any test, you can ask me. If I have a city, you can ask, Mr. Gardner, is this city in Spain or is it not? And that will tell you what you should do. So if we have David y tú, generally on my tests, what we would have you do is go with ustedes. Although, if I say they're in Spain, you could also use vosotros. Okay, let's see if you can do it now. Here we have a list of names. And from your notes about the charts of the subjects, I'd like you to press pause here on the video. And you write down on your paper, what pronouns would you use in place of Tomás, Andrea, Xochitl y tú, Ramón y yo, Chuy y Beto, Carla y usted, and el Señor Garcia. So you'll have 7 little answers there on your piece of paper. Press pause now, and then we'll see how you did. Okay, so let's see how you did. Okay, first of all over here, we have Tomás. Tomás is one person, and he is a guy. That would make him an L any time of the day. And then we have Andrea. That's a girl. So she, we would replace with ella. Okay, Xochitl y tú right here are plurals. There's 2 people there. So we start with the 2. And then we see the 2 here, but there's another person. So we go over here to the vosotros form to add another person. If we are in Spain, we would use vosotros. If we are not in Spain, we would use ustedes. Did I indicate a country here? I did not. So I will accept either one in this case. So we could go with tú y Xochitl, could be either vosotros if they are in Spain, or they could be ustedes if they are in any other country of the world. Now we go down here to Ramón y yo, and we start with the yo. Yo is right up here. We add Ramón to yo. That means it's over on the plural side. And so we are on the nosotros side over here. So Ramón y yo, we would connect up here with nosotros. Now we have Chuy y Beto. Chuy is a guy. Beto is a guy. Doesn't really matter whether they're guys or girls. Here's the guys. Here's the girls right here. 2 guys here. We've got one guy with another guy with him, so it's over here to ellos. So we connect Beto y Chuy with ellos right there. And now we've got Carla and usted, that's Carla and you. We go to the usted one right here. We're adding another person to the usted, so it would go over here to ustedes, the plural side. Since we're using usted here, we cannot use the vosotros form. We'll use usted and goes to ustedes. So we'll go ahead and connect Carla and usted, and it will go over here to ustedes. And finally, we have Senor Garcia. And Senor Garcia is a guy, and he's only one of them, so we would go here to él. So Senor Garcia, we would connect with él right there. Okay, I hope this has helped you out, and you'll want to take a look at how these article or these pronouns, subject pronouns, work with our verbs in our video concerning verbs.